we never talked about the order. So who knows? Let's just wing it. You guys decide who wants to go second and third, Seth. Okay, guys, we're just going to dive on in. We've got a good Zoom for you guys. This is not going to be inspirational. This is going to be teaching. And I think we all want one of those once a day, right? We just want to be taught. We would love to be filled up, but we also just want to learn. That's what this is going to be. So I do want you to pay attention, but I also want you to have pen and paper, because some of the stuff we go through, it might be so fast that you're like, I wasn't prepared, and you need to just scribble some stuff down. Whatever you got to do, we have this recorded. We're just going to dive on in. I'm going to start off by saying I can probably speak for all three of us when we say we are not claiming to be professionals at all. But I will say the reason why I wanted to do this is because in the flip of a second, I went from just being so over Instagram to being so obsessed with it, because I changed my mindset on it. Okay, so with that being said, I got notes here. I'm looking at the clock. We are not going to go over an hour. We might not even take an hour, but we are each going to do 20 minutes or less. Okay. So my topic has me excited because, you guys, like I said, I just feel like I got over that hump that I was stuck on. And so it's funny because I saw it on I don't know how I saw it. It was in my timeline, on my time memories, that I had, I noticed that 2 years ago, I had the same amount of followers that I did last week. I was looking at my Facebook memories. I look every single morning. It just makes me so happy just to see old memories. I just love it. And I was still around the same, give or take 100 or 200. And I'm just that was from 2018. And I'm why have I been so, because I just completely gave up on Instagram, and I just let it go, and I post to my story, and I just do the bare minimum. And so I kind of got inspired in the sense of just ready to turn it up a notch. And so I want to really talk about expanding your network on Instagram. And I'm not saying this in the sense of this is the same as Facebook, and I'm going to teach you how to just expand your network, because I know that that's not something you can really physically write down. You just do it. But Instagram is different than Facebook, okay? Instagram is different than Facebook. And I think every single one of us will talk about that and say that over and over again. So first, understand that. And I know that some of you guys kill it, and you're probably even better than us on Instagram. And it's your bread and butter right there. But it doesn't matter if you're good or bad at it. You just need to have the mindset that it's different, and it's worked different than Facebook. And then it kind of, I feel takes a load off, and you're okay, because things that work on Facebook don't work on Instagram. And I don't say that to defeat you. I say that to excite you, in the sense of, to me, what got me excited and got me over the hump was just knowing it's to me. And I'm not trying to sound bad. I don't want to be judged for this. I tell myself it's a game. It's a game. It's you have to have it be pretty, and it's a game to make it perfect, but it's not perfect in the sense of that kind of perfect, if that makes sense. I don't know if I just completely contradicted everything I said, but that just gets me excited. I'm thinking about Instagram as a game. And so here are some things that I've noticed work really well. And it's been different now than it was when I started Instagram in 2016 or 17. You don't have to post multiple times a day. You don't have to post every single day. And isn't that great? To me, I'm just oh, yay, cool. Because on Facebook we do, right? So know that you don't have to. It's quality over quantity. And so again, for me, that doesn't get me defeated. It gets me okay, if I only have to post once every 2 to 3 days, then I should really make that a homework assignment to make sure that post is really good. So maybe I do take a bunch of pictures when I look good, or save a really classy, today I took a really, really pretty picture of my breakfast. I thought it was really cute. It was crescent rolls, and it was so pretty, and I made it really bright, and I was that's an Instagram post right there. So I wanted to just first say that sometimes I think we work it in the same sense in Facebook and bombarding it. You don't have to do that, okay? I do not know how the Instagram algorithm works. I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to know, but I do know that you don't have to post more than once a day, and you do not have to post every day, okay? So let's get that out of the way. I also want to say that Captivate is working again. I haven't posted this on the team pages because I know that last time company-wide, that sounded really weird, company-wide, we were all using it, and then people started getting shut down. It's working again, and I'm sure it's because no one is using it anymore. And so Captivate is a really good app that will, that you can either use to expand your network, and you can unfollow people with that, okay? So I want to talk about that real quick, because when it comes to Instagram, like I said, now we know it's a game, right? It's a game. We want it to look pretty. We want it to look crisp. We want to treat it differently. Let's just make it like it's our product. project, and it's going to be really fun. Okay, so when it comes to Instagram, you guys it's all about the looks. And I don't say that in a bad way. It's all about how you guys think about it. So when I say that the looks matter and you think that it's hard, it's going to be hard. If I say the way your Instagram looks and you get excited about it, it's going to be just a fun little adventure, okay? I say that to myself because I don't need to stress about anything else in my life, okay? So when it comes to looks, you guys want your following to be significantly, like this is even high for me, significantly lower than your followers. It's all about the ratio. And the reason is because if these were switched, like if I was following 700 people and let's say 300 people were following me back, it just looks a certain way. It's like, why is she following so many and they're not following her back, right? It's just something so little and it sounds so petty, but we've just always cared about it since the beginning of time. So that's where Captivate comes into play. When you download the app Captivate, it's really amazing because I'm going to show you real quick. And again, this isn't supposed to be like an interesting Zoom, so it might be boring, but you're going to learn today. So that's great. So when you open up Captivate and you click following at the bottom, here's what shows up. These are all of the people I'm following. The green arrow means that they're mutually following me back. Let me just scroll down. It's going to be an orange arrow when they don't follow you back. Okay, so common sense says if I'm following someone and they're not following me back, well, that's rude. It's rude. So I'm either going to try to get them to follow me back or I'm going to unfollow them because why should I be following people that aren't following me back? It just makes my ratio not good, right? So I'm just scrolling. Oh, here we go. I'll just blast myself. Here's Cami Pentecost. She does not follow me back. But I keep her there and I'll never let go of her because one day she'll follow me back. But that's what it looks like. All jokes aside, that's what it looks like. The orange arrow means you're following them and they just don't love you enough to follow you back, but it's totally fine. It's okay. You don't hold grudges. So what I would do if it wasn't Cami is I would click the clicker and it is blue now. And then at the top right, it says actions and I would click unfollow. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But when you actually do this for the first time, I'm going to have to scroll for so long because I really take care of this. So it's going to take a while. But you guys, what's really cool, and I make Carter do this. I make Carter do it because it's so easy for kids just to help you out. Hang on, I'm going to get there. You'll see you have a bunch of orange that, oh, right, okay, I got there. So for example, this is what I'll have Carter do. I'll pull it up and I'll scroll all the way down to where it's just like a bunch of people that aren't following me back because for whatever reason they're not. Maybe I just followed them today, who knows? I'll tell Carter only click on the orange ones. And so basically it just goes like this. And it's like a game. Again, it's fun, right? I just keep going. I only do 20 at a time. It counts at the bottom corner. 20 at a time, and I click actions, unfollow. Highlight 20, actions, unfollow. I do this 1 to 3 times a day at random times, in the morning, in the night, or at night, in the middle of the day, only because I don't want to get blocked on Captivate and I don't want my account to get shut down like it did back in the day with all the stuff going on. Mine didn't, but a lot of people did. Okay, so what you do is you do that until there's a message that comes up and says, you've done too many actions or whatever. It'll tell you basically you can't do anymore. And then you go about your life. This is just to clear people out. I don't even do it every day. I do it maybe like every other day. And maybe on those days that I don't unfollow, I go on an ad frenzy and I'm like, add. Here's another fun game, and this will really help you. Obviously, when I say these things, it's not gonna always work the exact way I'm explaining it, but what I'll do too is if I'm bored in bed, like an hour before I go to sleep, we're all on our phone before we go to bed, I'll pull it up and I will literally go through every single person that's orange. Now this takes a minute, so I only do it for like a little bit, but I'll hold on to them. If you hold their profile, it brings them up on Instagram. And I will go and I will double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. I have now liked 5 of her pictures. I'm going out, I'm going to the next person. You guys will be surprised if you do that before bed, you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, 30 people followed me back. Because you guys, Instagram works on a weird thing to where it's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Facebook, it's not like that. Bethany could go and like 5 of my profile pictures. I'm not gonna just go like 5 of hers because she liked mine. It just doesn't work. I wouldn't even think to do that, right? But on Instagram, it's like, it's almost like a rule. It's weird. Like, again, not every single person does this, but I've noticed as I've become friends with bloggers and like been really active on Instagram quietly. Again, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I'm just sharing what I learned. I'm a little uncomfortable sharing this just because I'm not like super good at it. I just want to share what I've learned. So what I noticed is like, if you go to these people, even people that newly follow you and you just like their 6, it's so easy. You just double tap, double tap, double tap. They go and they do it back. Okay, so now you guys have mutually been like, hi, I'm Rachel. Hi, I'm Bethany. Boom, now you just move on. And so if you guys do that to the people that aren't following you back a little bit every day, some of them will click follow. And that's what we want. Ultimately, that's what we want, right? I don't want to just unfollow everyone. I would like to not have to unfollow them because they follow me back. Okay, so that's a great way to unfollow and to keep your ratio good and to utilize Captivate. Okay, so Captivate also used to have a feature and it still does, but it doesn't work for me anymore. You got to like, I could mass do it all and add like all 600 to like a pending thing and it worked. It doesn't. Just follow 20 or click on 20, unfollow, highlight 20, unfollow until you get that message, and then don't do it until like a few hours later. Okay, is that making sense? Cool. I'm not going to read them. I asked if it made sense and I said I'm not going to read them. So just I'll read them after. I don't know. If someone has a burning question, cool. Someone will text me. But okay, so I hope that's helping you guys. So we got the build your following, Captivate, ratio. Okay, also when it comes to building your following, you guys, I want to talk about something real quick. And I don't really know how to lead into this because some of you guys won't need to do this yet. But I want to talk about the reason why I fell in love with Instagram, and it's the concept of a follow train. Okay, so when I started to care about Instagram, I started to care because I was making friends with people that had nothing to do with my business, and they were nice. Like, does that make sense? So like, for example, I had this girl on my Instagram. She's not a part of any company, and I don't think she honestly ever will, and I don't have that mindset that I'm gonna get her. She just is funny, and Carter and her daughter are the same age, and it's like, I feel like we're best friends. We've never met, and we just swipe up on each other's stories, and we're just like mutually friends. She's never bought, never expressed interest, and a little bit scary, but we're friends. Okay, she I think wants to be like famous like on Instagram, and so she cares about her Instagram, and she asked me to be a part of a follow train. And this was like maybe a month ago, and I was like, what's a follow train? Sure. And so she put me in a group of like all of her other blogger people type of friends, and there was like 10 to 12 of us, and we were in a Facebook group on Instagram. Literally how she started it off was saying, do you want to be a part of my follow train? It's super easy. We will all post the same thing, and you can gain a lot of followers that way. I know we've all gotten like jank spam messages like this, like, grow your account by weird people. This wasn't like that. And I was like, sure, I'll try it. So she added me to this group chat, labeled the group chat just like we would on Facebook. And it's literally like, I've been a part of 3 of these now with her, and it's always the same script. So it's like, once you do it once, you save it all. And then Bethany also mocked this after I told her, and she used the same script. So it's something we can all use. But anyways, basically she messaged a bunch of us when she had enough of however many she thought was enough. I would say like 7 to 15. 15 is a lot. I've done it with like 5 or 4 just because a lot of people backed out last minute. She put us all in a group chat. We all had to introduce ourselves. We all had to follow each other. We all were added to it knowing we were caring about our social media, and we were all going to post this certain post at the same time. Basically, the concept is it's a classy picture that says follow train, and then all of our names are on it, and then it says follow all these moms, and then drop a comment like your favorite beverage or whatever. The concept is you keep it up for 24 hours, and you literally throughout the day go to the other girls that were tagged in it, go to their likes, and you add everybody that follow. I mean, whoever you want. I don't add everybody because some of the accounts I just don't want them to follow me necessarily. And that's how you do it. So if there's 10 people that are tagged in it, I would go to all 10, go to their likes, and pick who I want to follow. And mutually, usually they're following you back because that's the follow train. Every time I've done this, I've gained like 50 to like 75 followers, and it's been addicting because it's like there are some bad eggs, but for the most part it's good people that care about their Instagram, and so they're doing the same thing. They're following me, and then they're like all 6, and then I'm going. And so basically I'm just like addicted to Instagram right now because it's like it's almost like I needed that one follow train to be like really excited about it and know that like I have friends now that aren't a part of it, where I feel like I just have like Instagram friends. I don't know. Anyways, one of the girls bought product from me on the last day of the month when I was talking about going for a goal. It's like some of them added me on Facebook. I just feel like Instagram's fun, and I'm like a blogger, even though I'm not a blogger. And in return, it's made me be excited to post in my story. And I know Sav's going to talk about like she's going to like rock your world with what she shows you physically on the screen. But it makes me like slow down with my Instagram. It makes me like not just record myself for 16 slides, but make them pretty, make them interactive. Like some of the stuff I've literally recorded, like I'm not trying to like stress you guys out, but some of the stuff on Easter, I recorded them and I was like, I'm just gonna say this for my own. It's just not cool enough for my Instagram. Only just because I want to gain my views, I want to gain my likes. I know there are quality freaking people on Instagram. And so I know in my heart that with Instagram, yes, some people sign up on the spot. For the most part, if you guys wrap your head around the fact that Instagram people are watching you and you need to build, let's just say 6 months, a 6-month relationship. And let's just, if we have our mindset that that's the bare minimum and we tell ourselves that, you're going to intentionally build that relationship for 6 months and hope that there's someone super awesome. I don't know if that even makes sense, but that's my mindset. That's why I'm consistently using Instagram and making it a game to follow people, interact, unfollow. And now because like I wanted to bring up that follow train real quick because I wanted you guys to understand it. And now it's like, because I followed hundreds of people, like I've gained like 200 followers in the past week. Now it's like we're all interacting with each other, and now every day I see someone else's follow train, and now I'm telling you guys all this, and now when I'm a part of it tomorrow, you're all gonna take the freaking follow train, damn it, but whatever. So now I see all these follow trains on my Instagram, and they're not a part of It Works, they're not, and I save it, and then I literally get to expand. It's just so freaking cool. Instagram's really cool if you guys just take a little bit of time for it. So anyways, I just wanted to say, if you guys have that mindset, and I guess that's what I wanted to talk about was mindset and expansion. I feel like people are swiping up on my stories and saying random things. I feel like it's fun. I feel like it's not a waste that I'm on there, and it's just really, really benefiting. And now I want to keep on doing it. I know I'm almost over on my time. I'm so sorry. Actually, I have 4 minutes because we didn't start right on time. Okay, so, and then I want to just talk real quick. I said post maybe once a day, maybe even less, interact. Okay, this too. You guys, I never used to do this because I was so lazy. Honestly, you guys, on Instagram, I don't even scroll on my newsfeed anymore because I just don't have time for it. I only watch stories. And so I used to just watch stories and just watch them or click through them just to get to the next one, and hopefully something was interesting. But now it's like, again, I'm intentionally wanting to be friends with these people to where I'm watching their stuff and I'm swiping up. Oh my gosh, your son is so cute. Swiping up, girl, I feel that, you know, just intentionally doing those things will help you. And I promise you, people on Instagram have that mindset of scratch your back, I'll scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I swear it's wild how it works. So I just encourage you guys to try that. And then once you start expanding your network, once someone follows you, you guys will have that notification. Go to them right away and like 6 photos and watch. It'll start this whole chain to where it's like you can't do anything. Like I'm excited to open up my Instagram because I followed like 50 people before this, and I'm excited to see who followed me back and who I can like show love on. I'm just excited to make my presence known more so on Instagram than I ever have on Facebook. And now I'm just pumped up because it's like we have TikTok, which has obviously worked very different because it's videos and it's funny and it's all that. We have Instagram, and then we have Facebook. And I feel like Instagram and Facebook couldn't be more opposite, and it gets me excited to master all 3. So I just wanted to just give you guys inspiration coming from someone that literally hated it and felt like, man, it just, oh, it's draining. And it's draining in the sense of just not knowing what people want to see. But just take your time. Take your time. Less is more. Be really serious. You know, I don't try to copy and paste. I just try to be intentional. Like if I'm going to do a lifestyle post and I'm going to recycle one of my old pictures, because I haven't really taken a really classy good picture in a while because #quarantine, but I'm like going really far back into like a really classy picture where we used to like go outside and do fun things. And then I will literally intentionally make a lifestyle post, hoping that people read it, but I'm treating Instagram with more intention. Okay. So I wanted to make sure I said all of those things. And then lastly, just part of your looks with Instagram, presets. Just people just want it to look a certain way. And I'm not trying to be petty, I'm not, but I just feel like blogger people also care about their ratio, so they don't want to waste a follow on someone that doesn't offer value to them, someone that doesn't look like them. I hope that what I'm saying is not getting twisted, because I'm not trying to say be someone you're not. I'm not trying to say to be a certain way. I'm just saying it's really fun when you like master it and you make new friends that could be really good people on your team. So presets will help you guys. If you go to Etsy, you can buy a bundle pack for like freaking $5. I just bought one for $10. And that's just what gives your guys' Instagram like a look. You just apply the preset to every picture, and it usually pulls different colors out, and that's how you go. That's how it looks a certain way. You guys know, if you guys go to Instagram, some people have really dark ones, some people have light ones, some people have pink ones. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. I actually could say a lot more. I didn't think I would take 20 minutes. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna undo Sav because she's super freaking excited. But hopefully that helped. I'll read the comments now.
Hi guys. Oh my gosh. So I really quickly need to address an elephant before you guys go to my Instagram next. My following is not a lot less than my followers, but that is something that I'm going to be working on because I have not been focusing a whole lot on Instagram either, but I want to get back to it. But one thing that I have not slacked on is utilizing the Over app. So really quickly, I want to make sure if you have not downloaded the Over app, take the time while I'm speaking right now to go do that, please. It is available both on Android and iPhone, okay? There is a free version. However, this is something in your business that I would definitely consider is an investment. You're going to get a lot more out of this if you upgrade. But if you can't right now, that's okay. Make that a goal. Make it a goal to sell 3 samples in the next couple of days, and then you can just pay for it a year of it all at once, okay? So I'm going to connect my phone actually, and that's what you're gonna see, to the computer. So while I'm doing this, I wanna explain to you, Over is an app that is great for posts. It's great for stories. It's great for picture editing. There are so many different tools in this. And when I first started this business, we had to have like 10 different apps. Now it's just one app and it's Over, and it's so great. So I'm going to connect my phone to this. One sec. Of course, it's being slower tonight. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what the Over app looks like. It's this yellow one right here. You guys can see it, okay? So you want to download it. It's going to look a little bit different if you have an Android, but it's very similar, okay? So the very first thing, when you go to the homepage, there are so many different templates, okay? And this is one thing I want you guys to pay attention to. When you're posting on Facebook, there's no reason to post an Instagram stories image on your Facebook feed. And why I'm saying this is because if I go to Instagram story, you're gonna see that these images are a lot longer. Do you see how they're long? That's because they fit perfectly in the story. When I post on my Facebook feed, I like them to be a little bit shorter like this, more of a square. There is a long one in there, but I like to post more of square ones. Just because when you're scrolling, it just visually is more appealing, I think. So just make sure, you know, when you're finding different stories and different things, just make sure you're posting everything kind of appropriately. But if you have a day where you are just like, what in the heck am I going to post? Like, what am I going to post to my stories? I'm feeling so uninspired. You can just pull this up to templates and plug stuff in. Okay. So I'm going to start with that. Like, say I have a day where I want to post, post a picture about that I'm hiring for the business. Okay. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to open this template, and this is the one I'm going to work with. Okay. First, I'm obviously not going to use this picture because it's a random girl. So I'm going to go into my photos and I will use this selfie. And then you can readjust it if you want size-wise. I'm going to keep it pretty much the same. And honestly, my selfie matches these colors. So then if I want to edit the text, you just click it and select edit. Super simple. And again, you're going to get more fonts and more features with the Pro, but you're still going to have a lot of options with the regular. So I'm going to put now hiring. I'm going to delete this one because I don't want this one. And I'm actually going to move this to the top. Now I want it to stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to show you another feature. And if you want to change the text a little bit, you can go to edit. Now, when I go to edit, it's going to give me an option to change the text. I like the text. I think it's cute, so I'm going to keep it. You can change the color, you can change the size using this, or you can just pinch it. I want to add a shadow because I want it to stand out. So I go to shadow, you can do angle and then move it by using these arrows, or you can blur it out so it's not quite as strong. I like to do different things, you know, for different ones, and obviously you're changing how dark it is. And you can also change the color on that. I'm going to change it. Let's see. And then you can change the opacity, so how dark it is and how bright. So that is how you can change a template. So then if I want to use this, I want to make this, say, a 3-part slide, okay? I'm going to save that one. And then instead of hitting close, I'm just going to go back. And instead of, you know, picking a new font and all of that, I'm just going to click duplicate. I'm going to move that down and then edit this text. And say, put social media influencers, 18 plus, no experience required, 500 plus monthly. Okay, and again, this is just an example. I'm going to put this right here, and then I would save it again. And then you have all of those saved kind of in stages, right? And so it's so easy. Now, the cool part is, say we have a promotion that goes on and I want to go back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember I made these really cool slides. You can just go into your projects down here at the bottom, and then it's going to show you all of the things that you've ever made, which is so great because then it's easy for you to just go in and edit really quickly. The next thing that I want to show you is how to really make your Instagram stories kind of stand out and make them different, right? Instagram has a lot of great features, but you can make it even cooler. So I did this the other day. I'm going to do it again now. I'm going to record myself talking. That way I can show you how to overlay an image onto your Instagram stories with something a little bit cooler than something that's just offered on Instagram. So I'm going to let this play for just a second so it shows up in 2 different slides. All right, let me know in the comments if you guys are loving this so far. So I have this up, okay? I'm going to save this, or I'm not going to save it, I'm just going to leave it. And I'm going to go back into over. I'm going to click the plus sign to create something new. I'm going to click this transparent background, click the check mark to open it up. Now you have a couple different options here. You can click on graphic. And again, if you have the free version, you're not going to have as many options, okay? I'm going to click paint is usually what I do, or smoke or something. And then you can just choose one of these. I'm going to do the white one. You can move it however you want. I'm going to use that as kind of like a background, again, to make my text stand out a little bit more, okay? Then I'm going to choose my text. And again, you can do a shadow on it if you want. Or here's another thing that you can do. I want to share this. So I'm going to move the font out of the way, and I'm going to edit this background that I clicked. You can change, here's all the features again that we talked about earlier, right? Size, shadow. I'm going to go over to opacity. Now this is cool because you can change how dark it is. So maybe I want this background to be there when I transfer it over to my stories, but I don't want it to be quite as dark. So I'm going to change it a little bit to 45%. I'm going to click the check mark again. I'm going to move this font back up, and then I'm going to add a shadow to this again. So back to edit, over to shadow. And this time I'm not going to blur it. I'm going to leave it on angle. See how it's a little bit different? Then I'm going to click that arrow on the top, and I go to more and then copy. And then I'm going to go back over to Instagram. And look, it gives me the option to add it as a sticker. If it doesn't give you the option to add it as a sticker, you can click and paste. Now I want to show you something else that's really cool. So say I did this video and I also have an image in my camera roll that I want to put on here. You can go to your camera roll, and I don't even know what I would want to put over that, but we'll just do this cute picture of me and Matilda. Copy. Go back to my Instagram stories. Oops. And paste. And you can also put a picture. So say we had a promotion where you wanted to share a before and after on your video. That's another really simple solution. And then both of them are there. So those are some different cool features. The next thing that I want to show you is sometimes we like to add music on our stories. I'm going to record this. Sometimes we like to add music on our stories, but we don't want the music to show up, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to hide that. So I have this video of me talking. I'm going to go to music. Oh yeah, Savage is there. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, so then maybe I want it to play, but I don't want you to be able to see it. So then you can go in and use a GIF to cover it up. Now, say I didn't like any of the GIFs that were in, my, oh my goodness, that were in my Instagram. I want to show you another cool feature that I love that maybe not a lot of people know about. So again, I'm going to go into transparent background. Now, when you have the upgraded version, this is only something for the upgraded version, okay? Now remember, before we went into graphics to find some cool things, whole bunch of things, guys, literally anything and everything you could ever possibly need. But sometimes you just want more. Sometimes you just want different things. And Google actually allows a search bar in this. So if I wanted to search, I don't know, dancing, I don't know. Okay, these are goofy, but say I wanted this to be over my image. You can do the same thing, and it just gives you more kind of options if something's not available. Now, I do want to mention you cannot just go to Google and find that same image and post it over. Google is smart, or Instagram is smart, and it doesn't allow you to do that. So you can kind of do the same thing with Google Images, and that is a great feature. So there are a couple different options for you guys. I hope that you are learning stuff so far. I do want to share a couple more things, and I will be quick. Now, with Over, you might see a lot of cool things like this. See how there's a computer screen or an iPad screen, and then there's an image behind it. So that's another benefit of having Google, right? Is that you can find some of these images because the Over app doesn't offer very many. So say I am welcoming a new business partner, because these are things that you should be using Over for, you guys. Posting in your stories every day and posting about your life, like not just the business. You should be utilizing your Instagram as a diary almost. And you can utilize these fun features for your life. Don't just use these for the business. Like, you are now trained on Over. You are now an amazing Instagram powerhouse, okay? So utilize all these tools that we are giving you for your everyday life, not just your business. So you can utilize Over to plug in videos for welcome posts for your business partners, to brag on yourself when you enroll a customer, all different types of things, shout outs for your team, all different types of things. So say I want to make a slide, okay? I'm gonna go over to story. Look, it even says story. If you're not sure on the size, it even says story. So I'm gonna pull this up. I'm going to, again, search a background. It can literally be whatever you want. We'll do this. And I want it to be not that bright, because that's, okay. Now, this is not the prettiest because I'm just going quickly, but if I go to images and then search phone, see how these all have that kind of checkerboard background. Now, there may be some where you click on it and it shows up with the background, like I'm not sure if this one will or not, but I just want to show you. Okay, this one didn't do it. But there might be some where, you know, it looks like it's a checkered background, but it actually shows up with the checkered background. If it does that, just pick again. So I'm gonna add a picture of me. I'll go to favorites. I'm gonna add this picture of me. And then I'm gonna pick the phone. Whoops, not graphics. Go over to Google, search phone. Oh, I kind of like that it's, okay, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. See how it looks like it would be transparent, but it's not. Sometimes that happens, not a big deal, just pick a different one. Okay, and then I would have to crop my image to fit that. So you just click it, go to crop, custom. Well, I actually kind of like it at the bottom down there too. So you guys can play with it and, you know, get used to it. And really the great thing about Over is that the possibilities, I'm going to stop sharing. The possibilities are seriously endless. You can do so many different things. Again, you can make templates, you can make slides, you can hide your music. This is something that you should absolutely use every single day in your business. And again, not just for your business, use it for your everyday life. I was talking about templates. There are templates in there where you can plug in videos. So record yourself making your coffee, or record a video of you and your kids, you know, talking or whatever, and then plug that into the slide or to the template, and then upload it to your stories. It's so simple. Don't overcomplicate it. And this app is going to make you stand out from other people. Because if I'm going through someone's story and I see that they have a cool image or a cool GIF on top of them speaking, I'm going to pay attention to them over someone where it's just the basic stuff. One, because I'm going to be like, how did they do that? And two, because I'm going to want to see what's next. Okay. So I hope that helped you. You know, again, Over is something that you should just download and play with. You're going to find a new feature. You're going to find something new every single day. You know, we've, as leaders, have been using this app for a while, but we're still always like, oh, I found a new feature. Oh, I learned how to do this. Oh, I know how to do this. So there are so many different tools. I hope that you guys learned something from this. Let me know if you did learn something, what you learned in the comments. Rachel, did you have anything that you wanted to add to Over? Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right, Gracie is up next, and I'm so excited because she's like our little host, or our little Instagram queen over here, and she is just going to rock it out. So I'm so excited to hear from you and learn from you. I got my pen and paper ready.
Hi guys. Okay, thank you, Sam. That was amazing. When I learned those about Over, you guys, I was like mind blown. I don't know about anyone else. I was like, that's how they make it look so good. And it really does take your Instagram game to a whole nother level. And it just looks so much more professional. It's like anything I try to post normally in my Instagram stories, it takes me at this point, because I've gotten so used to using Over, like a minute to just edit it and use my own text and use my own font and use like my own little background and caption, and it literally looks so much nicer. I do this for everything, like random polls. I'll even use my own little like cutouts and stuff, and it just totally changes the game. But you guys, oh, real quick too, I just wanted to point this out. On Freedom Over Fear, there is a document from an Instagram training we did a while ago that actually explains how to make your Instagram super presentable. Like, it's an actual outline. So if you guys are really struggling with just like your overall presentation on Instagram, go check that out. It might help you. It helped me just organize my own Instagram and make it look more presentable. So I have a feeling we might be doing more Instagram trainings because everyone's saying how helpful this is. But that's also a good guide just if you need a little bit more like in-depth help. But I'm going to talk about messaging, and I'm so excited, you guys, because Facebook, I like Facebook sometimes, but Instagram for some reason has just always been where I feel more comfortable and confident. And I've really gotten used to just using it for so many different purposes within our business. And what I have realized is with Instagram for me, I think the reason I have good success with it is because every like message that anytime I'm interacting with someone and messaging about something, I'm getting the most out of that conversation because I usually don't let it just be about one thing. And I've talked about this on a couple Zooms before, but I'll go into it with one message, you know, having the idea for them to host a post on Instagram. But you guys, you could take that conversation to so many different places. It's just opening the door. And I remember someone, I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Cammie, saying, you know, we get so scared to message people, but really the whole point of messaging is just opening the door, saying, hey, like, this is me interacting, because eventually they're probably going to come through for you when they see that you're interacting and you're making those friendships. And I think that's why I like Instagram, because I feel like I can make better friendships, at least with the people, because I'm always interacting. So please know, for me, I think the key to success with Instagram has been expansion, interaction, and making relationships. Because, you know, when you interact with people, usually that's when relationships come from that. And I've had people message me just for me even posting about like mental health. I've had girls message me like, hey, can I text you and can we just talk about like this, because I feel the same thing you do? And I'm like, absolutely. And then, you know, down the road, they message me saying, hey, like, I want a little bit more info in your business. So just keep in mind, you want to be building those relationships. But for me, what I've been successful with Instagram with, I would say, is definitely host to post. So with host to post, I'm having people do it on their Instagram stories, and it works so well for me. There's 3 different host to posts that I use. I actually made them like myself, the graphics and everything, but I have one that's a cleanse, and it basically just says cleanse models needed. My friend Gracie is looking for 5 product models to try her all new natural herbal 2-day cleanse. You can lose between 2 to 10 pounds. And I just put like, you can eat on it, nourishing to the bathroom, whatever. I could always share this if you guys want to see it. And then I have 2 before and afters. And then at the bottom, I either say text cleanse and my phone number for info, or message at, and I have my Instagram handle there. So we actually have scripts. I believe they're on Freedom Over Fear. I pretty much got this, I think, from Cheyenne Knox when it comes to the host to post for distributors. She had posted about it, and there was a video on there. I think it's still on Freedom Over Fear, but that's kind of like the script that I was using. Is just, it's like, hey, you know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with what I do, but would you be interested in just throwing a post up in your story for me? And in return, I'll enter you into my giveaway. So that's one that I've been using. And most of the people say yes, you guys. If I am really focused and trying and, you know, messaging, I can easily get 20 host posts up on Instagram a day from doing this. And it's just from being consistent and messaging, because most of the time the people that I'm asking, I've already talked to them about other stuff. Either I've talked to them about becoming a distributor or products, or I've just talked to them about random things and interacted on their stories. So they feel more confident in helping me out and doing me like a little favor. Then, you guys, this is where it gets good too, because people, when they post the distributor one specifically, you guys, I cannot tell you how many like potential distributors I've signed up just from sending them like the post to post on their story. Because they'll be like, hey, oh yeah, I'll post it, no problem. Then they're like, wait, what is this? It says you can work from home. Like, I'm kind of interested. And they are interested themselves. So then not only have you tapped into their entire market of, I mean, think about how many people are on their Instagram page and how many people see their story. Maybe it's not like the same with followers and who actually sees their story, but most of the time, if they have like 800 followers, a good 300 people are going to see that. So instead of just the original way that we used to just kind of message people and say, hey, like, you'd be good at this, which you still can do, we're kind of almost doing the referral thing of like, hey, would you mind throwing this up to see if anybody you know would be interested in this? And then in turn, they're like, oh, I'm actually interested. So it's a really good way to kind of shift the conversation too, because a lot of times they're like, actually, I was interested in this, but I was scared to reach out, or whatever it may be. Because, you know, people can get intimidated when it comes to reaching out to people and stuff. So that's something that has been helping me a lot, is doing the distributor host to post, because you're tapping into so many people. And a lot of times too, I get so many followers from it also. Like, a lot of times people won't even just like message me, because I am on private. So a lot of times it won't even come up as a message request. It will just pop up that I have like 12 people wanting to follow me. I accept all their following. Immediately they'll text me money, which is my indicator that they had seen that post that their friend or whoever had thrown up. And guys, just think about it this way. Like, if you're getting 20 Instagram host posts up a day, say, think about that. Think about how many people, especially on Instagram, like at least with the people that I follow, I make sure that they have a good following. There's a lot of people that follow them. Usually I try to follow people that have like 500 to, more, 500 plus followers. Imagine how many people are going to be seeing that story. And another good thing too is sometimes people are not super consistent with posting on their stories when they're not in the business. So other like friends would be like, oh, they posted on their story, like, and get that notification and be like, oh, what's that? Like they don't really post on their story a lot, and then see that. And so then it's just more people and more attention drawn to you and to your Instagram host post. So I do 3 different ones. I kind of just judge it based on their following. I kind of see, their profile, but I'll either do a cleanse host post, a coffee host post, or the distributor one. But I think the best one for me, especially, has been the distributor. Most of the distributors that I have signed the last couple months have all come from Instagram. So love Instagram host to post. The next thing, and like this is kind of touchy, so I don't like, you can do what you want, but for me, I've had success with this. So guys, when my Facebook, I still try to figure out exactly what's happening there, but I think I just got to keep expanding my network like crazy on Facebook. And so while I'm doing that and getting host posts up over on Facebook, I still want to be bringing in as many customers, as many distributors as I can. So I kind of got a little resourceful and was like, okay, there's always that like stigma of like, I don't want such people to be customers, right? But then I got to the point where I was like, I want customers. I'm going to do what I need to do. So I started messaging for customers, and I don't even know honestly whose script it was, but the script that I use, I really like, because it lays it all out there before getting people to the point where you like get them to text, and then you're like, oh, by the way, you have to pay $34 or whatever for it. It tells them straight up front, like, hey, would you be interested? You could get a 40% off discount. Guys, I have, like, most of the customers recently that I have signed have been from messaging. And it's crazy how many people have not been reached out to yet. And I thought for sure, like, okay, well, we already know, like, some of the people at the top of the company only use Instagram. So I'm like, I'm sure they've been messaged before. And I don't want to be that girl that messaged them again. You guys would be shocked at how many people are like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so down. Like, give me information. I always see your posts, but I'm scared to ask. I'm scared to reach out. And so if that is out of your comfort zone, you guys, this is just another whole thing you can do. Like, say if you're close to promoting, right? And you're like, I just need like 6 more orders, and like you're going hard. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try something new, because I did, and I've signed many customers from doing it. And honestly, I have not had one person be like, that's a scam or whatever. Like, I have not had one person. If people aren't interested, they're like, thanks so much. Like, I'm not interested. And I say, oh my gosh, no problem. Like, thanks for responding. But would you mind throwing a post up on your story? And then in that way, I could at least enter you into the giveaway I'm doing this month. And like 100% of the time, you guys, they're like, sure, why not? Like, absolutely. So just remember with Instagram, I think it's just trying to get the most out of your conversations on Instagram. So that's why if I message them to host a post for me, I'll say, hey, thanks for posting. Have you ever been interested in joining the business? And they'll say, I'm busy, or, whatever. And then if they're like completely not into like being a distributor, I'm like, okay, well, have you ever wanted to try any products? Like, I could still hook you up with a discount if that's something you'd be interested in. So just know that you can always be switching the conversation, even if you have like one goal when you go into it. Try to be resourceful and think of what else you can do. Even samples, like, hey, thank you for throwing that up. I could give you $5 off a sample pack if you're interested and want to try my coffee. So just know you can lead it into other things. But the biggest part I think about being successful with Instagram messaging is just having that like interaction and relationship built up, because it could be kind of spammy if out of nowhere you just start messaging these people. So I really take the time to comment on at least one of their pictures, like their pictures, try and message them about their story, ask them where they got their shirt, what, that food looks really good, what restaurant were you at, and stuff like that, to just really build that friendship first. And then when I'm like, hey, would you ever want to like try one of my products for 40% off? I always see you looking at my stories. Is that something you'd want? And I've had people sign up, and I actually was messaging today, you guys, and I have 20 unread messages on Instagram right now. And I kind of peeked at them. About 13 of them were like, yes, like, show me what openings you have. I want to know like what products you have. So down. So just don't be scared to get out of your comfort zone, because, if one thing's not working for you in this, or like you're trying to figure something out in this business, try and do something different, because it might turn out really good, and you may surprise yourself. Like Instagram kind of surprised me. Okay, I think I'm almost done. Hold on, let me just make sure. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, that was one thing too that I said too. I haven't even been cold messaging you guys like for distributors, because I've just been doing the Instagram host post, and like I said, so many of the times the people that I asked to post are totally interested in the business themselves. And another thing too is you guys can always get them over to Facebook. Like if they post for Instagram host posts, I'll be like, hey, you know, I'll give you another entry if you want to throw a post up on your Facebook too. Like, why not, right? So then I'm getting them to add me on Facebook, so then I'm expanding my Facebook, which needs expansion, adding them there, then they're posting there. So then you're getting a double whammy. So just know that you guys have options, and there are so many different ways to work your business, and you just have to do what works for you. Okay, I think I'm good.
Dude, we just smashed that. I freaking love it. Okay, cool. That was so helpful. People are really loving it. They're loving it so much. You guys definitely need to go back and rewatch it. And again, guys, we're not trying to be professionals. We're just trying to, like, you know, dip our feet into every pool, right? Like, I was so anti TikTok for so long because I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need that. I just got enough on my plate. But it's like, if something's working, why not try it, right? So just remember that all platforms are different. And I did want to make sure I said this real quick because I forgot to say it. When it comes to, if we rewind back to my topic, you guys, and expanding your network and weeding out those followers, the reason why I like it is because maybe you're going to dedicate. Okay, so how about this? If you guys are new, let's say you dedicate all tomorrow, all of Wednesday for like expanding like crazy, following, like, I don't mean new, I mean like if you're newly going to dive into Instagram, let's say you spend all of Tuesday and all of Wednesday, follow, interact. You're just trying to gain it really fast. And maybe even do it on Thursday, and Friday is the day of unfollowing. Every few hours, you just unfollow. Ideally, what I love to do is, oh my gosh, guys, today's such a good day. I'm about to sign my 6th customer. Okay, ideally, what you guys want to do is you want to pull up Captivate. You want Captivate to end up being where, I'm pulling it up. You want your following to be all green arrows, all green. So that means they're all mutually following you back. So that's your goal. And again, you don't need to right now unfollow every day, but give yourself, this is part of what makes it a fun game, is make 2 days a week your unfollow days, right? Make 2 days a week. So then, I want it to be worth it. So I'm going to make sure I follow like crazy. Something else, this is how weird I am. I like it to be fun. Okay. Otherwise I give up on everything in life. I literally screenshotted this a few days ago, and I did it like a week or 2 ago. And I literally made an Oh, I'm so weird. I made an album on my photo roll, camera roll, whatever the hell it's called. I made an album called Instagram Followers, and I screenshot where I'm at randomly, and I moved the picture to that so that I can look back and be like, look, within a week I gained 200 followers. Look, I went from 66 to 73. I don't know. It just gets me excited because I want to make progress. It's the same reason why we track our stuff in the notebook. We want to see how many friends we gain on Facebook. We want to see how many. It's the same stuff. So I do stuff like that. But anyways, maybe Friday is your day of unfollow, and you want to get it to where everybody you're following, oh, you little turd, she just unfollowed me. And I unfollowed her back. You want it to be where everyone is green, okay? So then you're mutually following. And this answers Megan's question, because she said, how do you decide? Oh my gosh. And you have to have thick skin, because it'll tick you off. You'll be like, I just commented on your picture last night, Gina, and you unfollowed me, turd head. Okay, so ideally you want it to be where you're mutually following each other back. They're all green. And then if you do this on a Friday, then you could spend all Saturday messaging like Gracie said. And you can message, guys, but I'm just saying, like, to me, there's nothing more annoying when someone will send me a message, on Facebook or Instagram, but let's just say Instagram since we're talking about that. If someone messages me on Instagram, it shows up and I'm not following them back. It shows up in my message request, and I open it. And if they're cold messaging me about joining their team, I'm like, I feel like I have to say, I'm not following you back. Like, girlfriend, it's just a little bit, it's not weird. It's just like, it's a little bit careless, right? And we've all been there. We've all done it. So something that'll help you if you want to mass message, like I love to mass message. I love to cold message, but there's a difference in cold messaging someone you're following and cold messaging someone that's not following you back. So what I love about Captivate is you can unfollow everyone that's not following you back. And then on, let's say, Saturday and Sunday are your days where you're like, I'm going to send out 300 messages. Then when you pull up your Instagram and you go to your following, like, let's say I just did it and I have 1,700 right there, like 1,700 following. I could go and message all of those people if I wanted to. And I know that it's going to go directly to their inbox because they follow me back, right? So that's just a little tip too. just because I don't message every single day if they're not following me back. But this is fun, guys. This is just so freaking fun. And I also wanted to answer one more thing real quick. I don't know if you're talking to me, Ashley, but I'm actually the furthest thing from being organized. I just like to like cheer myself on. So if I screenshot them and put it in an album and like I know that I gained 100 followers in a night, I feel like I can like celebrate myself and it just feels really good. So I like to win. Okay. So that just makes it fun. But I wanted to say something real quick. Someone asked a question. Oh, follow trains. So yeah, some of you guys, that's really cool. Some of you guys were like, yeah, I've been asked, and you might've said no. Say yes, see how it is. And then you guys can literally create your own, but maybe you want to wait. Some of you guys might want to wait to create your own until you have a little bit more value on your feed and because I'm telling you, some people will say no, or they won't want to be a part of your follow train if you don't, they want something from you, right? We all want followers from each other. So that's the point of the follow train. So maybe wait and try to really freshen up your feed and whatnot. But if you already feel like you've been consistently using Instagram and you're like, I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm not bad, then totally do it and just send a message to a bunch of people. What I did when I have organized 2, I think, or 1, at least 1, I think 2, I don't know. I just pulled up people, my views on my story. And I was just going through these people and I was like, who really cares about their Instagram? It wasn't anything crazy. I didn't get in my head. I was just like looking for them to have a decent amount of followers. And I looked to see, you know, you can tell who has presets because they have a certain look on all of their pictures. It has a certain tint to it. So I went to people that had presets because I'm like, if they bought presets, they clearly care about Instagram, right? And I just literally said, hey girl, I'm going to create a follow train tomorrow. Do you want to be or tonight, whatever. Do you want to be a part of it? There's just going to be a few of us. I've gained so many followers last time I did it. It's super fun. And then you're going to create it and it's fun. Okay. So you do have the ability to create your own, but I will say, like I said, one of them was a complete flop because I don't know. I got bad people, and people get mad if one person in the follow group doesn't post, because people will back out. People say, yeah, I'll be a part of it. And they don't know what it's all about. And they don't want to put the post up on their wall. So yeah, anyways, there's just there's a bunch of things that go into it. But if you do get asked or even come together, I did that with one of the times I did it with the girl that asked me. I was like, hey, I want to create one. If I invite you in on it, could you like help me with it? And she was like, for sure. And she helped me send the message and she helped gather a couple people to be a part of it. So maybe too, if you guys do have that one Instagram friend that isn't a part of the business, but you guys are just mutually care, you can be like, do you want to do this together? We just got to gather like 5 to 10 people. We'll create the chat together. It's just fun. Okay. So anyways, I think that's really everything. Super excited. And I think this was great. How do you figure out who to unfollow real quick? Yeah, they're yellow. They're orange. I can't pull it up, and mine still says Captivate. So I don't know. I even deleted it and then I got it back and mine still says Captivate. So I don't have Cleaner. So maybe everyone's phone is different, but it's the orange arrows. This little turd too. Oh my God. Oh, it's the people that I interact with. That means she's not following you back. Green means you're mutually following. Orange means you follow them. They don't follow you. And you just, adios. I seriously commented on her picture a couple days ago. Thought we were friends. Yeah, so that's how you do it. They're orange. And if you don't have this app, you might have a different app, and that's why you might be confused. I don't know what to tell you on that. I have tried downloading other apps, and they don't work. They used to work, and they don't anymore. It's like everybody did it so fast. Okay, we're rambling. I'm rambling at this point. I'm going to turn this off. This was great. Thank you, Savannah. Thank you, Gracie. We freaking helped so many people, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.